Hey there guys, welcome. Another piece today. Today we'll have a Cockatiel drawing. Right. First you're going to erase lightly. Hey there, Roo! Yes, you are the first one here. So today Twitch and Kick won't be available, unfortunately, because like I guess Streamlabs is having like an issue with the dual output, so can't stream to every platform, just for YouTube. Yes, you are, definitely. So, going to use our Inlumino hard ink machine with our cartridge. Alright. And you can start. Right? This one, I don't know, but I guess it won't be like a really long one. It will be done like in one sitting, I hope. It's a large one, but it's pretty simple and has a lot of open spaces. So now Cockatiel. This bird is called Cockatiel. Are you better now, Roo? On your leg? No problem. I can teach you here. No problem at all. Really. I can teach you, like for instance here on the trunk. Here it has like a more open space because the whole bird. Well, yeah, I can also teach you here on this, like on this cheek, because it's like it's a darker area, so I can go for it here. So, about the cross hatching, okay? For instance, I have this area, I'm going to just outlining it so you can see clearly what we are talking about. Let me just like lightly outline it. Alright. Hey there, Christina. It's nothing done yet. So, about the cross hatching, okay? First thing, like go always like in light movements, okay? We don't want to press too hard right out of the bat, you know? Like just go like lightly I'm doing like this movement I'm doing here, you know, it's like a pendulum effect, you know. I'm just swiping from one side to the other, and the machine only touches around like the middle, you know, only touches the paper more or less on the middle. Okay, that will help us to create like a smooth transition and not like a hard one, you know. So we are going like just one side, right? However, if you would look at this like it is right now, you can see like the direction of the dots, right? And that's something, well, you can go for it if you want to, of course, there's no problem with it, but personally I don't like that much when you see like the directional like in your face, you know. Like I want something a little bit more uniform, more smooth, and for that I do that cross hatching. Okay, so we have here this direction, okay, and now we can like turn around a little bit the page, and we are going to cross hatch. Okay, so we are going to do the same we did here, but in another direction, and doing exactly the same, you know. So by doing this, what will happen is that the dots become way more uniform, you know, and you can't clearly see like a proper direction, you know. And you can do this like the amount of times that you need to to get your goal, you know. I can go here now and do another one, like now I can go like, for example, horizontally, we can go along as much as we want, you know. Okay. Yeah, well, Casbah, all this is like a stippling effect, okay? However, the thing I'm explaining here about cross-hatching, it just gives like a more uniform look to it, okay? So right here, right now, I just gave like 3 layers of cross-hatching, and now you no longer can see like where, like the direction of the dots, right? However, I did like the 3 of those, I did only in one direction, right? Like this one, then this one, then this one, right? Like 3 different directions, and you cannot see like from where the dots are, okay? No, but that's really easy, you know. Like you saw it, right? And this, you can apply this using this technique, okay? And if you are using like a pen, if you are using like a regular like micron pen, you know, if you are like etching, you know, like that effect, like the etching effect, you can do that as well on there, you know. You can do that cross hatching as well. Like instead of having dots, you have like lines, you know. For instance, I can show you here. I'm not showing here because I can show here on another thing. For instance, if you have like, let me just give you like a really like basic example, okay? So you have like here a tree, right? If you, well, with pencil it's a little bit different. Alright, because you can apply different pressure to the pencil. Okay, with pen you just have one output. You know, you like with pencil you can be very light and you can be very dark. With pen it's like already like 100% at the first time. You know, so it's somewhat different. But as I say, well, we have here, you have here a tree, right? If you want to do like those, like etching stuff, you know, like for instance, you have like, okay, you have like lines all the way. Let's figure out this is the hot spot, you know. Now I want to darken up a little bit more this area, okay? So I can just go cross hatching like this and do the exact same thing on the other side, right? Okay. And if I want to make even darker here, I can do it as well. I can go like here, just a little bit now. Oh, can go here, just like vertically. Okay. And now you can see like a proper shading using crosshatch. Alright. But this is cross-hatching using just a regular pen, you know, regular Bic. Yeah, no problem at all. Ru asked me for the cross-hatching tips. Here it's a little different, alright, with a tattoo machine. It's slightly different. Hail, thank you very much. With a tattoo machine it's slightly different because we are doing dots. But the core thing, it's exactly the same, you know. No. Well, that's the thing that is different, you know. You don't have to use the pendulum effect on the tree. You just have to be a little bit careful. For instance, let me grab here again, just to. So here, I came up from already a darker area, right? So I can just pick and flick, you know, just pick and flick, pick and flick. However, if I would like to, let's say, if I would like to use like shade only the center, okay, then here I would use the pendulum effect, okay, because if I want to shade only the center, I don't have like a point to start, okay, and if I just pick here and flick, this area will be darker than this one, all right? And I don't want that. I want to just create a smooth shade in the middle, okay? So here, then you can use those pendulum effects, okay? Just like so, you just slightly shade on the middle, and in the other areas here, they are already like faded, you know. Just go like this. And if you are using like something like this, like a big pen, be aware of not pressing too hard, you know, like almost like never touching the paper, right? Now you'll just go to decide where the direction will be, but here it's a little trickier. This is the most trickier thing, you know, to shade like on the middle of something, because you don't have like a point to start from, you know. But if you do have like a point to start, that it's way easier, okay. And you just go like the amount of times it's needed, you know, so you get your desired result, okay. All right. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience, of course. But yeah, Yeah, no. It has different colors as well, yes. I can show you here. Oh, sorry. On this, like for instance, you have different cartridges with different colors. Okay. No problem. But yeah, the only thing that really takes you is patience, you know. It's needed, patience, it's something that's really needed to do this, okay? I'm just going to darken up a little bit more here on this side, so it's a little bit more dynamic. This is just like a personal preference, nothing. Another thing is its contrast, you know, on tattoos and also here on the paper. Yeah, of course, Carlos. Even on tattoos or paper, you have to be sorry, you have to be like you have to be aware about contrast, because contrast is the thing that will help you like see like the whole thing, even like far away, you know. And if everything is like in the same tone more or less, or darker or lighter, or in some like mid-tones, it will be like a little mushy, you know. How to correct overshading of an area? Well, that's the issue, you know. You have to be really aware, because if you like overshade, if you darken up a lot one area that it's not supposed to, then the only thing that's possible eventually is to darken everything. Okay, you have to step up the rest of the composition, which is not ideal, but that's the only way you can correct it, you know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I tattooed myself. When I started, I tattooed like both my thighs and a little bit of my legs, just to practice, you know. But obviously, I prefer someone else tattooing me because it will do like a better job, you know. Well, when you tattoo yourself, you are not like 100% on that, because first, usually you are like in a hard position, you know, and then you have to battle yourself, because that's not like a lot of pain, but it still hurts a little bit, okay? And you have to battle against yourself, you know. You have to dip down the needle, but at the same time, your brain doesn't want the pain, you know. So it won't be like if I tattoo myself and if I tattoo someone else, you know, I already know that the other person will have a better result than what I did on myself, you know. Now for the eye, and as I said, we need to have like really dark areas and light areas. So here for the eye, we are going like to be like fully black to give like a whole contrast with everything else. Alright, we are not doing this amount of black on anything else here, just here on the eye. The ink paintings? What type of ink paintings, by the way? Yeah, that's the thing, like you have to be real careful because you see here some pens also do. You see here like these little dots, you know. Some pens kinda smudge a little bit when you start. Have to search for actually for instance, when I was like experimenting with like only pen shading, you know, I tried out the big ones, you know, and I really didn't like that much those big, and I went like with a white brand, you know, like something close to big but like without a brand, and that worked like perfectly, you know. So most of the times you just go with a supposedly the better result or the better product, and it happens not to be like the better product for what you are expecting, you know. Yeah, yeah, I will. I have like I have a really large tattoo to do tomorrow morning. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be streaming later. Actually, it will be a cool tattoo. But yeah, it will take some time, and it won't be finished tomorrow. Even though there's no problem, bro. If you can, you can. If you're not, if you can't, just live your life, you know. No problem at all. You already are here like almost every day, so you have your stuff to do as well. And that's fine. Look, there are way better artists, you know, out there. Way better than me. Like, yeah, I tattoo for 5 years, but 5 years is nothing, you know, in the tattoo world. It's like I'm like beginning, you know. Right now I'm just keeping like a really light layer overall. but really, but for sure, like there are like amazing tattoo artists out there doing like incredible work. That's like an inspiration, you know. I appreciate it, Drew, but honestly, like there are there are people doing amazing work. And tattoo is like something like everything else, you know. You just need time. Just need time to develop your skill, like with everything else, really. There are stuff that are more like second nature to you, you know, that you can easily go there. Actually, this piece, I just went with it because, like yesterday, someone said about doing a. Who was it? Yeah, it was Barkal. She was saying something about a parrot, about doing a parrot, and that stuck in my head. Oh, really? Cool. The music itself, it's like some like live stream, like chill, like lo-fi vibes, you know. What is NCR? I'm just using, like, I go to YouTube, you know, and I just go with lo-fi hip-hop radio beats to relax. That's the thing, you know. I just went already with different approaches, and I kind of like this. Yeah, it's non-copyright, yeah, exactly. So we can hear some music, like chill music, you know, and don't being afraid of flagging the live stream or whatever, you know. Alright, so here we have as well a little darker area. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's why I just go with the really like lo-fi stuff, non-copyright stuff. And even then, I just like using this type of music, you know. Even then, I have some troubles on YouTube when I finish the live stream. It appears like a message about like copyright and whatnot. But that's not enough for the issue. It's not like problematic enough for them to crash the live. So building up here some tones, because his head is yellow and the rest of the body it's like white. So and since that's the difference, I try to place here like a different color, alright? And yeah, non-copyright. Yeah, I can check that. Well, for now that's cool, you know. That's no, at least for now, it hasn't been really an issue. Yeah, but I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out later. So let's continue here with our Cockatiel. Now doing some areas a little bit darker. Right, let's keep going. So here we'll have like a darker area between the feathers. We are going to block this right now. Right. Okay. And now here as well, this is the inside. The inside part of the wing. So let me grab my ICOS a little bit. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, things are not getting through. Oh, now they are. Okay. Hey there, Jay. Now they are. Okay. Ruth, thank you very much, but really don't need to spam, because people might be angry or whatever, I don't want that, but yeah, but thank you nonetheless. Wait just a moment, because I'm going to grab my ICOS machine. Okay, just a minute. Alright. Yeah, my ICAs. My heated tobacco. It's the name of the brand. So let's keep going, shall we? Now, the thing now here is the whole body here, it should be white. It has some light shadows to make sure that some feathers are noticed, you know. But for this, I'll just leave like a really light area with dots and just expand a little bit more on the shadows, okay? No, it's not a vape. It's heated tobacco. Inside the bad things of all the bad things on tobacco, this is not the worst. This is not worse than vape. Actually, I really should stop smoke, but and actually I stopped smoking for 5 years. When I knew I was going to be a father, I stopped smoking on that exact day. And I could handle it for 5 years. But then, well, fell again in the trap. Okay. Hello. What's up, Rohit? I'm fine, thank you. What about you? That's good. That's good, Ru. If I get, well, I have to buy them. I have to buy those, you know. I bought my, I don't know, I'm not seeing here the boxes, but well, I bought some, but actually these ones, I have like here 2 boxes that was sent for free to, well, to publicize actually the whole thing, you know, also this machine was sent for free. But yeah, but I already bought, yes, I already bought like 2 boxes, but I got also some of them sent for free. Well, it's not really free, you know, because you still have to to create content, so I guess it's not free. No, that's not refillable. As soon as it finishes, you have to just switch for another one. Yeah, like here, I have like a technique when I want to do like this really like light tones. If you can see, like I just angle the machine a lot to get these really lighter tones, you know, and just being more careful. You are? Nice. But yeah, actually it's a bummer, Jay, because if it was like refillable, it will be nicer. But however, nonetheless, I have issues already with some cartridges about this this mechanism, you know. They eventually stop like working. You have here like some kind of a rubber, you know, to push this up and down, and like if you use it for longer periods, eventually this starts like ruining, starts like losing like the elasticity, you know. So yeah. Oh, but you are Rohit. You are doing like a stippling, but like manual, you know. On A3, you are mad. doing like manual stippling on A3, it's something to take you a few months. Oops. Okay. But have you finished yet? Pencil and pens. I would suggest like some sketchbook mixed media, you know, at least like around 200, between 200 to 300 GSM, okay? But go for mixed media paper. Yeah, definitely. Like the petrol, like the diesel, just went up for like 20 cents. Like this week, it's like like 20 cents, like more expensive than last week, like immediately. and I just filled up my tank, my car tank, like right off the bat. 50 cents. Jesus. Gee. Yeah. It's mad. Of course, like, we are talking about money, right? But there's people like with issues more troubling than money, you know. And it's good if our concerns are just around money, you know, and not like being concerned with having like bombs or missiles like on our land, you know. I'm happy if the problem is just like the increase of the diesel and whatnot. If it's just that, at least, well, for me, you know, that's good. Yeah. No, the whole thing. Well, yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know, honestly. This doesn't help anyone. This doesn't help the Americans. Doesn't help anyone in the world, you know, except for a few ones in power who have their agendas, and well, I'm more than sure that the Americans are not happy with this whole charade, you know. Well, I wouldn't be if I was in their position. I wouldn't be happy, at least. If I was American, I wouldn't be happy. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Portugal. The cool thing about Portugal, you know, it's like, since we are a really small country, and we don't have like that, we don't have like anything, you know, to explore. We don't have oil, we don't have, like, the only valuable thing that we have, it's wine and olive oil. That's like the only valuable thing that we have, and we produce, you know. So it's pretty chill here. We get away within like the raindrops, you know. No one takes Portugal that much serious, and that's good. I'm happy with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, usually and most likely, like, of course, like, these are like their own agendas, you know, and most of them, it's not just like to have more money. It's just like to fulfill some specific agendas, you know. But well, it is what it is. In the end, the common people, it's the ones who suffer, as always. So our national sport, it's well, it's what you call of soccer, and we call it football. Like the whole Europe, like the sport of the whole Europe, it's soccer. or football for us. Usually when people talk about Portugal, it's for at least two things. One, Cristiano Ronaldo, it's the first. And second, about our food. So that's the usual two things that people talk about when referring to Portugal. Actually, I don't know. I don't know where soccer came from. It's hockey for you, really? That's weird. But like hockey, but not on ice, right? How's our history? Our history? So, the thing is, Portugal. Well, at one time, Portugal ruled the world. Portugal ruled the world with Spain. Okay, so half of the world was Portugal's domain, and the other half was from Spain. Okay. However, and this was like on the 1500s, more or less. Okay. Because like we were like a very small country, but we were mad enough to go on tiny ships across the ocean. Okay. Like no one else would do it, and here we are, Portuguese people doing the craziness. We were the ones who discovered India. We went from Portugal to India by boat. And and at some point, well, actually, we can go. No, that was further in time. Like UK was always an ally with Portugal, you know. Like, but if you go really even back more back in time, like with the start of Portugal. Hey there, cats. It's an interesting story because like we had our king on the like Portugal was created on the 1100, on the year 1100. Okay. And our king, it was like Portugal and Spain, it's like a peninsula, you know, and it was like one single country. Okay, Portugal and Spain. However, our first king, Dom Afonso Henriques, he went into a war with his mother. His mother was, well, he was as well from Spain, okay? Spain, well, the whole peninsula, you know? And he was at war with her mother to claim our top part of Portugal as an independent country, okay? And he won. And then, like, right off the bat, like, we had, like, I'm in Porto right now. And actually, like, Portugal comes from Porto, okay? Because Porto here was the first region, let's say, that originated the rest of the country. And we had here a lot of Muslims, Arabic people, occupying the south of of our country, okay? And they were like in war, like for like hundreds of years, until we could like conquer the whole, like from top to bottom of the peninsula, you know. And then we just kept like this the west side, yeah, of the peninsula, almost from top to bottom, and Spain just kept their part. Then, like in those 1500s, we had like some sailors going like to on ships to discover some countries. We had already discovered some African countries. I'm sorry, cats, but like Jay asked about the history of Portugal. I'm just giving like a really brief like and quick history. So they discovered like a couple of countries around Africa, but however there was like a specific place on bottom of Africa that was like some type of like a horn, you know, that it was called like Cábulas Tormentas, and the sailors would say that there was a monster that just wrecked the ships, you know, that were going through. And why? Because like right there was like a specific like tornadoes and real high like storms, a lot of storms, you know, that simply would sink the ships. Okay, but the story told was, of course, like they romanticized the thing, and it was like a monster, you know, a monster that would like sink the whole ships. And eventually there was a trip that went or again, because we tried several times, you know, to go through that place, even with a lot of people dying. And then they decided to go on a different route, like instead of being really close to land, you know, they decided to just open up a little bit the range, you know. And then after they done that, they could finally go through that place and go all in across Africa, and eventually arriving on India. And there you just have like that one trip. We have like our most known writer, Luís Vaz de Camões. That was the one who wrote our national anthem. He was on that trip as well. Like Luís Vaz de Camões. Luís Vaz de Camões only had one eye. He wore like a patch, like a parrot. And he was like a prolific writer, you know. Like at least even for now, it's considered like the best writer in our history. And he was there during that trip, and he documented everything, every adventure that the sailors had through those times, you know. But yeah, but like Portugal, it's filled of stories, most of the times a little bit mad, because for instance, we do love codfish, okay? Codfish is something that we eat for Christmas, and we have like a saying that we have Portuguese people have 1,000 ways to cook codfish. 1,000 different ways to cook codfish because we really like in general we really love it. However, codfish, we don't have codfish at our sea, so Portuguese people would have to go to like Norway, Iceland, to go like in the really like tiny boats on those like Arctic sea to fish to fish for some codfish, you know. So yeah, you can see we are a little bit mad, and madness is around like our history overall, you know. Yeah, that was before, that was after, you know, because like as I said, you know, Portugal at one time, like at those like at like those 1500s, we ruled like half of the world. Okay, so but we just ruled half of the world because we were crazy, you know, and we just went for it, and let's find out, you know. But we are a really small country. We don't have that much people here, you know. And after everything, after those times, when people started thinking, well, yeah, but England and the whole UK, it's way larger than Portugal, and we'll have like way more people than us, you know. And then there was a thing like, well, you have to see this thing here because you are not able to keep this, and we were just, well, yeah, okay. How can we compete with them, you know? It would be like a massacre. Yeah, actually yes, also Japan, yeah. But India was the most important place for the first one, because it was like it was like the turning point, let's say, for the whole thing, you know. Yeah, and things are not getting better, right, cats? Because China is it's looking at you. No, no. Vikings, no, not at all. No, Vikings are really from the north of Europe, and Romans are, well, you know, Romans are just from Rome, right, from Italy. However, on like Portugal, it's also really it's really old as well. You know, it has the same. How can I say this? It doesn't have like the same history as Italy, because Italy it's a little older. Okay, as a country, as a country. Okay, but even before Portugal existed, Portugal as a independent country, we were already part of a territory, you know, also ruled by Romans, of course. Yeah. At that time, the Romans were ruling the whole Europe, so fall of Rome. Well, you see, as with any type of empire, you know, it will have some durability, and eventually that will fall. You know, that's no other way. You know, even with I can't actually tell you like the entire story, you know, but like the Roman Empire just last like a really long time, probably like the most durable empire, I guess. But with every single empire, it just falls apart, you know, because eventually, because that's it. Like it like the Rome would have control over almost the entire Europe, you know. But then, like locally, there were people rebelling, you know, and it's really difficult. It's really hard to be like in Rome and trying to control Portugal, Spain, you know. So of course, like they did like an incredible thing. For instance, like we have a saying here in Portugal that means like every road leads to home. Sorry, every road leads to Rome. Okay, because like Rome, the Roman Empire, they were the ones to create like how can I say it's like to create paths, you know, to connect the entire Europe. Okay, but like Europe itself, it's huge, you know. Yeah, that's really, yeah. But like cats, what cats is saying, like they are also in a really hard spot, right? Because China is it's a huge potency, you know, and Taiwan is just a small island, you know. What can they do to fight China? It's impossible. Like right now, Taiwan was like Portugal war when England and other countries start asking for lands, you know, for India, for any other lands that we conquered, because we don't have the fight power to fight back. So yeah. And since we are here in history, I can tell you a little bit more about my country. Like we had like a dictatorship here in Portugal in the early 20th century. As with Europe, you know, as with with the Nazi German, as with Italy, and as with Austria and other countries as well. Around the same time, we already had like a dictatorship. However, we are the single country that took down the dictatorship without a single shot fired. When we ended up the dictatorship without shooting without even doing a single shot. Amy, thank you. It's a cockatiel. Let me check just the... Yeah, the status, it's cool. Nice. Yeah, because like you see, at that time we still had like in our possession, let's say, Angola, Mozambique, and however, that was still like Portugal. There were like. Portugal would still be in charge of Angola and Mozambique, alright? However, Angola and Mozambique started to rebel, you know. Portugal and Argentina, no, not properly a rivalry. Only only about like Messi and Ronaldo. But other than that, that's not really a rivalry, right? Yeah. But I was saying, so Angola and Mozambique started to rebel, and our dictator started sending troops there to fight them. Okay, so my grandfather is still alive. He went there. He went to Mozambique to fight at the war. However, like people were like already sick of that, you know, and and like some guys at the military started to organize like a coup, you know, to bring down the dictatorship, and at a specific time, and they knew what time that was, because and the time was settled, like when they heard like a specific song on the radio. And that was like Grândola Vila Morena. It's a beautiful song, by the way. When they heard that song, then everyone should go to the streets to fight the dictatorship, you know. And some militaries who were like resisting it, you know, were going with some shotguns and rifles and whatnot, and then they had like the police, you know, like the state police, you know, preparing the covering for the the dictator residence, you know. And fun fact, and this is really funny actually, like an officer who were inside of a tank, like his superior would told him like, no one shots unless I say so, okay? And there were like a huge amount of people in front of them, ready to fight the whole thing. And then a general above that official, who said like, no one shots unless I say so, was there, entered that space and put away that official, you know. And he ordered people to get away. People wouldn't go away. And then he ordered the guy inside the tank to shoot. Fun fact, and interesting fact, is that guy inside the tank, he didn't shoot. He disobeyed the order, and after everything, he told why he disobeyed. And the thing is, he just disobeyed that order because he didn't knew the general from anywhere, even though it was his superior. Okay, he didn't knew the general, and his official, let's say, that he knew, he told him to don't shoot. So he didn't shoot. Like the whole rebellion would be stopped if that single guy had shot like the tank, you know, because like a lot of people would be killed right there, you know, and the whole thing would stop. But just because of this little thing, you know, like, well, I don't know this guy from anywhere, I won't take that order. That's insane, you know, like it was his superior nonetheless, okay? But since he didn't knew him, well, I don't care. And then there was like let me see, I don't know how that flower is called. Let me just check so I can tell you right now. Oh yeah. And then there was like after this whole thing, you know, there was like someone with like the symbol of our liberty. It's a carnation. Okay. Yeah, of course. I won't put it here because I'll get like striked for sure. But I can type it and you can check that out. Yeah. And like so, the symbol of our liberty is a red carnation, because like when everything like started to cool down a little bit, there was like a lot of people putting like red carnations inside of the shotguns, you know. So our symbol of, how can I say, liberty and peace, it's that, you know, it's like a shotgun with a red carnation on top. And basically, like the whole dictatorship just ended just because people were sick of getting into the wars, you know, getting sent to the war and like losing people there because we lost a lot of people on the wars, you know. And it was like the proper military who ended it. With the feathers, well, actually no. I won't be like with the. I'm not putting a lot of detail here, so I don't like cramp everything, you know, because this should be like really white, okay? Because it's like a white bird. Only the head is like yellow. So I don't want to mess up with everything, you know. I just go working on some like little shadows and some soft shadows across the feathers just to indicate it has some texture to it, you know, not a lot, but some. That's just like my point, because if I start to develop more and more, eventually eventually it will just like start to get more tone, and that white thing that it should be like it vanishes, you know. It's kind of trickier when you are working here with whites, with white stuff. It's way trickier. You have to use the negative space in your favor. And I could leave it like blank, you know, but I'm just like putting some dots so it doesn't stay like really all blank, you know. Italy and France? No, no, no. No, never. Well, Portugal was already part of Rome, but at that time it was even a country, so it wasn't even the country. Let's say like this region was part of Roman domain, but Okay. A copy of her sketchbook. How how's that? How's that like digitally? Like she scans like her sketchbook and sells those. Oh, okay. Oh, but it's all like the thing that that she sells. It's all thing like handmade as well, right? Or does she like digitize everything and then rearrange everything in like a sketchbook again? What I'm like asking if she sells like the originals or it's like a digital copy then printed and that's the thing that's sold. Okay, okay. Yeah. Well, yes, of course. Like I could do that, but I'm really being honest with you. Okay, I'm not seeing like people getting interested, on this type of stuff. I don't feel like people will get interested in this. Because overall, like this is just like these are just like exercises. Yeah, yeah, of course. I'll check that out. Let me just check quickly. Just to paste here. Oh yeah, but Yeah, but this is like another level. This is like a complete different level. Like the girl has 1 million followers. Yeah, yeah, but like I'm not at that level, you know. Not yet. And she can afford to do that, of course, because she already has like a huge margin of people seeing her stuff. But I'm not at that point. Not yet. Yeah, yeah, eventually. But you see, like, my goal, it's not even to reach that kind of level, you know? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So, well, that's something that I would never do, actually. I know that helps a lot in the recognition point of view, you know? But I would never go to something like that from those like reality show stuff, you know. Like I really value my privacy, you know. Like I'm here, of course, like live streaming, and I show you stuff, and I can show you parts of my life, of course. But I want to have control on what I want to show, you know. I don't want to show everything, you know. There's parts of our lives that, in my opinion at least, are supposed to be left like privates, you know, and untouched. First thing, it's immediately like the kids, you know. I would never like show off my kids. Like I never did it, not like Instagram or whatnot. If I post, or it's more like my my girlfriend who does it, because I don't have like a personal account, a personal Instagram account, you know. Like my Instagram accounts are all professional, you know. So it doesn't, well, it's not supposed to have their like kids, you know. But like even my girlfriend, she when she posts some photos of our kids, like the faces or are blurred or have like those emoji on top, so yeah. There's stuff that I want to be private, and that in my, from what would concern me, it will still remain private, you know. Where do I want? Well, honestly, my purpose here is to just be able to, if I want, be able to live only for this, you know, to get like enough money to be able to live off of this channel. Okay, I won't stop tattooing, because that's something that I really like as well. But that would let me choose as well the tattoos that I want to do. For instance, you know, if I want to do, if I have enough money to like avoid some types of tattoos that I don't want to do. That would make me a little like happier with everything, you know. So I honestly, and for work, I don't need like 1 million subscribers, you know, because I don't want to be rich, I don't want to be famous, I don't want any of that, you know. I just want to do my thing and have like enough money to live as I'm living right now, you know. I'm not searching for a better life, because I have a really decent life right now, you know. But for my decent life, I have to do a lot of stuff, you know, to have my decent life. And my point with this channel is exactly that. It's like to try to grow, to be able to do stuff here that I like as well, this type of stuff, but being able to get paid for doing this. And the other things, they just became like second part, you know. If I want to do, I'll do it. If I don't need to, you know. Because like, for instance, this I'm doing this right now, you know, and I'm not getting paid for doing this. And this is like it's not like a full-time job, but I'm doing this almost every day, you know, and I'm not getting paid for doing this, and I'm cool with that because I also liked it, you know. Yeah, of course. I need much more watch time. I need more viewers, of course. Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, but slowly it will come, I think. Like from what I already made some calculations, you know, and based on at least like the average that has been like these 2 months, like January and February. These were like the first months that I started doing this type of live streams, you know, like everyday live stream. At least doing like an average, it will take me, I guess, like more like 3 to 4 months, you know, 3 to 4 months to start earning some money doing YouTube. However, even when I start to getting some money from YouTube, from my calculations, let's say, it won't be like that great, you know. It will be like, I don't know, like $100 or something like that. $100 a month. That's not that much, you know, but it's a start, you know, because like in every single live stream I get new subscribers, yeah, you know. I have more people watching, more people knowing the channel, so all that helps, you know. That's my main purpose, you know. It's not getting famous, it's not like having lots of money, it's not like having a Ferrari or nothing like that. I really don't give a shit about all of that, you know. I just want like I just want to live the life that I live right now, but being able to do it only by using YouTube, you know. Just that. I guess that's not a huge or an insane request. The point for this year, honestly, my goal for this year was like really starting to do this thing, being coherent. Hey there, Barkal. Yeah, because it's yeah, of course, it's very slow. But that's the thing, you know. I'm not only here for the money, of course. I'm here just because like I really like to do YouTube, you know. I like being with you guys. And of course, if your only goal is to get money from YouTube, well, it won't last long, you know. You won't last that long because eventually it's that when you get monetized, you are hyped, but you don't get that much. You don't get paid that much. So it's easy then to let it go, you know, and to abandon the project. In my personal point of view, that will not happen. Nice, Barco. So you are rested. But that's what I was saying, like, and that won't happen to me because, as I said, like, my point here it's not to be rich doing YouTube or to be famous or nothing like that, you know. Actually, right now, and I didn't even thought about it when I started. Actually, right now, it's more important even for me to build like a community, you know, of people that kind of likes who I am, who kind of likes what I do. That thing for me right now, it's more important, you know. You fall asleep standing up at work. Okay. That's problematic. When I was younger, so I'm fairly tall and I have very big feet. And I was like when I was younger, yeah, I was at a drum and bass party and I fall asleep there, like in the middle of the dance floor, you know, listening to drum and bass. I was really tired. I didn't want to go, but my friends were really hyped to the party. And I just went with them and fall asleep there. Miss Mary. Thank you. Yeah, well, actually, it wasn't Yeah, it was also this week, yes. Like Monday and Tuesday. Oh no, since the last Saturday, I was getting also like around 2 to 3 hours of sleep every day. I was with a really like sinus crisis. I was coughing a lot during nighttime, and I was like that as well. The thing is, when you are a parent, you definitely start to be prepared for those situations, because when you are a parent, you already lost so many hours of sleep, and then having to go to work. That right now, that type of stuff don't get really into me. I'm feeling tired, of course, but I can survive during the day. But yeah, so here some quick little practice. No, but yeah, of course, I should. But this has nothing to do with the smoking, because like I had like a sinus condition that, and it's like it's controlled, because like I have to take a specific medication to control these episodes, let's say. And I renew the medication because it has already finished, but I bought from a different lab, the same medication from different lab. The thing is, I didn't notice that it really made a difference, but it did actually. Like just switching from a different lab on the same med, but a different lab, it was enough for my body reacting and not, or well, reacting differently from what it was supposed to. Oh, okay. That's bad. That's way worse. So right now I already fetched like the same medication, and now for those previous nights I'm fine. It was really the medication. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, I'm fine. I figured that it was like the medication issue, because like since I switched it, like these episodes started like the day I brought the different meds from the other lab. And then I asked the guy at the pharmacy if that would take some, well, if that would change anything really, and he said yes, like it shouldn't, but in some cases, like using like the same medicine, the same pill, but just from being from a different lab, it's enough for your body not reacting the same way. So yeah, that was what happened. And then I brought like the original one that I was taking, and now it's all fine. Now I can sleep like that whole night perfectly. So guys, it's done. It was like a little quick thing here. Nice, go for it, Barco. I'm also done here. So thank you very much, as always. Thank you, Ru, for being here. the whole time. Thank you really very much. Thank you, Berkau, for passing by, and have a nice day as well. Have a nice day at school. Thank you, all of you. Okay. Tomorrow, so it's Saturday, the live stream will be a little later than usual. So, but yeah, but I'll be here as well. It's just like it will be a little later. Okay. So, thank you very much and have a nice day. Okay. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Ru. Bye bye.